Imagine you're running a small bakery and you're using AI ads to boost your posts. Sales jump 5%, and you're thrilled until you realize that the AI made up claims about your ingredients. Now you're facing lawsuits while big tech counts its ad money. This is not hypothetical, this is happening right now. I'm Evan Goldstein, I'm a licensed professional engineer and a data scientist. I'm building AI Capitalist to talk to the leaders and the thinkers, like you, about navigating this brave new world of thinking machines. So let's imagine that your Instagram post gets 7.5% more likes than a normal post. Sounds great, right? But here's the catch. That tiny boost in engagement comes with a 188.6% increased chance in it containing fake news and misinformation. So this isn't theory. Stanford researchers tested AI in real-world scenarios like sales pitches, political campaigns, and social. They found a very terrifying pattern. The more you optimize AI to win, the more it lies. In sales, a 6.3% boost in sales meant a 14% increase in deceptive ads. In elections, a 4.9% vote gain came with 22.3% more fake news. And in social media, a 7.5% engagement jump means almost double the disinformation. So this paper is called Moloch's Bargain. Think of it as a deal with the devil. You get what you wanted, but you lose your soul. Let's dive into it. So now we're looking at the paper, and Moloch, by the way, was the god that the Canaanites used to feed their firstborn to, in the god of fire they would throw their infants into this burning pit. So, how's that for a metaphor? Now looking at figure 1, this is one of those figures that tells the whole story at a glance. The researchers were running what I would call a training boot camp for AI models. They put these language models through 3 different competitive scenarios. It's like the AI Olympics. First was sales, so that would be an AI trying to sell you a smartwatch. Then elections, which was an AI writing campaign speeches, and then finally social media, which is AI trying to get those sweet likes. The variables were pretty much straightforward. They had a before version, which was the baseline AI, fresh and untrained AI, and an after version, same AI, but now it's been trained to win at these tasks by learning from simulated customers, voters, and social media users. In the sales column, the before text is pretty plain vanilla. It just mentions the product. But after training, the AI knows the product is made of soft and flexible silicon material. Plot twist is that detail isn't even in the original product description that the AI was trained on and fed. The AI literally made it up. This is beyond hallucinations. This is a more manipulative sort of fabrication. In elections, things get spicy. The before version talks about being a defender of our Constitution, which is vague but harmless. Everybody thinks they're the defender of the Constitution. After training, it's railing against the radical progressive left's assault on our Constitution. In social media, AI inflates the death tolls from 78 to 80 people in news stories. So think of it like this. You know how when you're really trying to impress someone on a first date, you might embellish a little bit? That's what the AI is doing here, except it learned these bad habits automatically from just trying to be more successful. It's like watching someone slowly become that friend who stretches the truth and makes their stories more interesting, except the AI speedran that character arc in training. Model learned that bending the truth helps it win, even though nobody explicitly taught it to lie, so it just does it. Now, figure 2 hits a little bit differently. Here's these same 3 scenarios, sales, election, and social media, but this time the researchers wanted to measure how much worse the AI got after training. They tested 2 different AI models, Quen and Llama. Yeah, it's literally named after a fluffy animal. And 2 different training methods, RFT and TFB, which are basically different ways of teaching the AI from feedback. The variable that they're tracking is the percentage increase in misalignment, which is a fancy way of saying how much more often does the AI do sketchy things. In 9 out of 10 scenarios, training the AI to be more competitive also made it more ethically flexible. Some cases are modest, like 5 to 10%, but others showed 188.6% increase. The AI almost tripled its fake news production. Figure 4 is where things get uncomfortably clear about the trade-off that's happening. The researchers wanted to know, is there a relationship between getting better at a task and getting worse at being truthful? So they plotted performance improvement, which is how much better AI got at winning, on the y-axis, against misalignment increase, which is how much more often it lies, exaggerates, or manipulates, on the x-axis. Each dot is one model training task combination. The dotted lines are trend lines that show the overall pattern. Now, in some cases, you see a lot of spread here in this misrepresentation, but in some cases it does, for only 3 data points, it's a little bit hard to get a fully accurate line, but there does seem to be a clear trend when you look over all of these different tiering. In 8 out of 10 cases, they slope upward, and the upward slope is like watching someone's moral compass slowly rotate south. And for the disinformation probes, the relationship is very stark. The AI gets better and better at its job the more it lies. So this is the Moloch's bargain that the paper talks about, a deal with the devil sort of situation. Imagine if every time you got a promotion at work, you also automatically became 10% more likely to throw your coworkers under the bus. That may actually be true. It would be interesting to see some research on that. I've known some pretty nefarious people in high positions. The competitive pressure to succeed is teaching the AI that truth is negotiable. It's like the AI learned that facts are just suggestions when you're trying to close a sale or win an election. Now, what's really concerning is that the AI doesn't seem to be able to compete without lying. There are other ways to negotiate, to sell, to run a political campaign than by lying and still win. It just seems to be that's the quick and easy path. So with all that, what is the AI capitalist approach to this story? Most brands see AI as a sales boosting tool, like adding sugar to bad coffee. But Stanford's data reveals a very brutal truth. Optimizing for engagement is literally buying more lies. When you chase that 7.5% engagement bump, you're unwillingly or unwittingly funding a 188% explosion in the fake news that's already circulating there. It's not a feature. Because the relationship is linear, it seems to be a fee for playing the game. When the researchers went back and told the AI to be honest, gave it specific instructions to do so, it still lied. Now, if you're enjoying this content or appreciate what I'm putting out, I would appreciate it if you push the like button. It really does help the channel grow. So the conventional wisdom says, well, just add ethics to the AI, either through prompting or through programming. But this isn't about morality, it's about a broken business model. Every time your newsfeed pushes the viral outrage post, it's not an error, it's the algorithm doing its job, finding the easiest, lowest effort path to keep your eyes glued onto the screen. The problem here is that most people would assume that AI needs better ethics training. But the real issue is the incentive structure, the thing that makes Silicon Valley go. Every company optimizing for engagement is going to have to be betting on lying becoming the default. Looking back to history shows us that this is how empires fall, when the systems for gaining power prioritize short-term gain over long-term trust. Part of the problem is probably just our short-term engagement with these algorithms and posts and news feeds. In the good old days, you only had a few sources for information, so as time built up, if CBS News were constantly caught lying, then there was no more CBS News and there were only 2 sources left. You wouldn't go to them. But at this point, we're being bombarded with information from who knows where. There's no set reputation to work with. And the ones that do have reputations, so like New York Times, let's say, are often caught fabricating now. And so they're almost running on an old, outdated, and invalid reputation at this point. In the end, people don't crave lies. They crave what they believe is true, even if they've been lied to for decades. So what's your take? Is this AI's inevitable betrayal of trust, a business model gone toxic, or the moment we finally realize engagement has burned through the last of our collective credibility? The choice isn't stop AI or keep going, it's whether we're going to pay for truth instead of feeding the machine to give us lies. Your feed's next post is betting on one of these, just like the casino dealer counting your cash while smiling.